Good afternoon. Welcome back. In today's session, I'll explain about the law of cosines so that you'll be able to apply the law of cosines to find the missing sides and angles of a triangle. I hope you remember that SOHCAHTOA, which is trigonometry, SOHCAHTOA. The one which is in the middle, this one represent the cos. Therefore, the cos theta equals to adjacent side to theta over hypotenuse. So I'm not going much deep into that. So anyhow, I'm going to explain about cosines, which is cos. So thought of touching once the cos rule. Now, in real world scenarios, suppose let's say that there is a building which is caught in fire. Just I'm giving some disaster. So this is caught in fire, okay? And one fire station is here, one fire station is here, and another fire station is here. Okay, this is, let me name it as FS2. So one is it looks like it's close, but the angle is different, and the other one is this one. And to which fire station? My apologies, the diagram is not so good. So to which fire station they have to call means in case if there is an angle is given, okay, and maybe another angle is given, and say one side is given. So this is how in real life scenarios we can compute what is the distance, these kind of things you'll be computing. Okay. So let's see what is a cosine formula. Let's take a triangle. Don't get confused. The uppercase letters are indicating that these are the angles. These are the angles. And the lowercase letters are indicating that these are the sides. These are the sides. Again, please remember that if uppercase letter, this one is indicating angle, the side opposite to this A is indicated with the lowercase a. You see that here is angle B, and the opposite side is named with the lowercase letter b. Okay. Now, let me write what the cosine rule is. Cosine rule is c square equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab times cos c. Cos c. Here, actually, c square equals to a square plus b square minus 2ab. Here, I'm going to make use of all the side values, which means side a value, side b value, and side c value. And when I'm using uppercase letter here, I have to use the angle value. Then let me take an example. Let's say that a triangle is given to you. Randomly, I'm taking some numbers. Let's say that this is some 7 inches and this one is 6 inches, and the angle in between these two. I hope you remember that SAS, ASA, and all those. So this one is representing SA situation. Two sides are given. One is 7 inches, one is 6 inches, and the angle is given that. Let me take maybe some 89 degrees. Some number I am taking randomly, and the question is, what is the side here? So let me assume that one side is A, one side is A, other side is B, and here side C is missing. Don't forget if C is missing here, I see that this is going to be angle C, therefore this is C, and if this is A, this is going to be angle A. I'm using uppercase letter, and here I see that it is opposite to B, therefore this is going to be uppercase letter B. Okay, now let's plug in the values. In the beginning, when you start learning this cosine rule or sine rule, it may be a little confusing because of uppercase letters and lowercase letters. So, C value I don't know. So, let it be C square equals to A square. What is A value? You see that it is 7 square. What is B value? It is 6 square minus 2 times A times B 6 times cos C. Cos C. Please don't forget here I have to take the angle value. Therefore, this is multiplied by cos. What is C means here? 89 degrees. Okay, so what is the value of cos 89? You may make use of Desmos calculator. I have TI 84. If you don't have, you may make use of Desmos. Let me go to Desmos. Let me open again Desmos. So when you Google it, then you can get this one. So I'm using a Desmos graphing calculator. Here the cos, what is the angle there? 89. Therefore cos 89 degrees. So it is 0.51. But please remember that you go to settings and make sure that you are typing degrees. It's not radians. So it is 0.017. 0.017. If it is degrees, 0.017. So let me go to my whiteboard. So it is 0.017. I may forget, so let me write it first and the rest of the things. So C square equals to 7 square. If you want, you may compute the values and you can type it here. 2 times 7, it's 2 times 7 times 6, that is 84 times this one. Here I'm taking my calculator. 49 plus 36 minus 84 times 0.017. So I got 83.572. After decimal, actually 2 digits are sufficient, but I'm taking 3. If you want, you also can take. As you know that to get rid of the square, we compute square root. Therefore, the value of C equals to square root of 83.572. I'm making use of my calculator here. It is 83.572. Okay, 9.14. 9.14. That's the value of C, or else missing side, which is 9.14. I recommend you to check does it make sense or not. See, one side is 7 and another side is 6, and third one, can it be 9 units? Means the answer is yes, it can be. Okay, always you have to check whatever you computed, Is it making sense or not? Because one side is 7, the other side is 6, and the third side is say 45 units or 50 units. Not possible. Not possible, right? So these kind of things you have to check. Mm, right. So that's it. Here. Where is my whiteboard? Whiteboard is gone. Whiteboard. Yes, it's there. Yeah. Okay. Now, any questions on this? Well, so let's go to the next question. Here, I see that one more triangle is given, two sides and one angle is given. So it is SAS. So in this question, you are asked to find, let's say that find the value of C, that is side C, this one. Okay. First of all, you have to memorize the rule. Let me write that cosine rule. Cosine rule is C square equals to A square plus B square minus 2AB. Please notice that while writing, I am leaving sufficient gap times cos C. As I mentioned before, these values indicates the side values, and this one is representing the angle. Okay, so just plug in these numbers, whatever the numbers you are having, just plug those. So what's the value of C means? Please notice that here I don't know this value. I don't know. So let it be as C square. Then A value, you can take one of these two sides as A. Oh, my bad. My apologies. Cos if this is angle A, then the one opposite to this one is supposed to be A. Therefore, A is 8. This is going to be A value, then this is going to be B value. Therefore, A is 8. Therefore, 8 square plus B value is 11. 11 square minus 2 times A value is 8, B value is 11. Don't get confused. I'm taking those values from the diagram. Times cos C. So cos, what is the value of angle C means I have TA84 calculator already showed that you can make use of a Desmos 2. Therefore cos, the angle I see that here it is 37 degrees. Therefore 37 degrees. So let me compute what is cos 37. I'm using TA84. You may use maybe other like Desmos online calculator. So cos 37. Okay, that's giving me 0.7986. 0.7986. After decimal, actually, two are sufficient. If you want, you can take the third digit and fourth digit too. Okay. Well, now here 8 square is 64, 11 square is 121 times 2 times 8 times 11, that is 16 times 11, that is 176 multiplied by 0.7986, which is the value of cos 37. Now let me make use of calculator. 64 plus 121 subtract 176 times 0.7986. The result is 44.44. 44.44. Don't forget, this is the value of C square, and in order to eliminate square, we have to take square root on the other side. Therefore, it is the value of C equals to square root of 44.44. Let me make use of calculator. square root of 44.44, that is giving me 6.66. 6.66 units. So that's the value of C, which is 6.66. What are the units it may be? Like if it is inches or whatever it may be, that we take it. Okay. Now, any questions on this? Going to the next question. Let's go to the next one. This time, all the three sides are given, and you are asked to find the angle, any one of those angles. We know that c square equals to, always you write that c square equals to a square plus b square minus 2ab times cos c. Okay, as I mentioned before, these all indicate the sides, only the last one indicates the angle. So you may use this formula as it is. I'll take another model also. I mean, this is one method, I'll show another method too. So let's plug in these values. What is C value means? Please remember that's side opposite to angle C that I have to take, which is, let's say that you are asked to find maybe angle C. So here C square means 7 square, A square means the side opposite to angle A, which is 8 square. What is B square? B square is the side opposite to angle B, which is 6 square minus 2 times A is 8, B value is 6 times cos, and this time angle C is missing. Angle C is missing. So let me take it as cos C. So 7 square is 49, 8 square is 64, 6 square is 36. Subtract 2 times 8, that is 16. 16 times 6, you can make use of calculator, that is 96 times cos C. So I did not make any modifications in the formula. Water is missing, just one. That part I copied as it is. Now, let me isolate cos C by subtracting 64 on both the sides, subtract 36 on both the sides, so that these gets cancelled. Please don't add 96 because still this one is multiplying. I consider the whole thing as a single term. So please don't add that. Let me grab my calculator. 49 subtract 64, then subtract 36, you are getting negative 51. So negative 51 equals to negative 96 times cos C. So here 96 is multiplying, I mean negative 96. To eliminate, we divide because the inverse operation of multiplication. So this one gets cancelled. You are left with the cos C equals to negative 51 divided by negative 96. I'm left with the cos C equals to 0.53125. For more accurate values, you may take, if you want, all the decimals. So this is cos C. Earlier, while explaining to figure out the value of angles, I told you to interchange these values. Therefore, what happens is the value of C equals to cos inverse. Don't forget, cos inverse means cos to the power of negative 1. Cos inverse and that number whatever is there 0.53125 comes here. Now you may use a Desmos calculator using the keyboard. You can type the exponent -1. Here I'm using my TA84 calculator. Cos inverse 0.53125 equals to 57.91 degrees. 57.91 degrees. Okay. Let me try to use the calculator, Desmos calculator. Let's go to the Desmos calculator. Just give me a moment. So if you are using Desmos calculator, then you can type cos. Then inverse means for that you have to make use of the keyboard. Here you see that a to the power of b. When you click, then that goes to the exponent. Then they type -1. Then you have to come out. You may make use of these cursors. Cursors, you can see that below the functions, they are the left and right arrow. Click on the right arrow. Then what are the number? 0.53125. Correct me if I'm wrong. 53125. Yes. Then click it. Oops. Oh, sorry. I have to change this one to degrees. I forgot that. My apologies. Okay. So let's do it again. Cos exponent, use a to the power of b -1. Use the right arrow key to come out of that. 0.53125. Yes, you see it 57.9. Even when I used my TI-84, I got 57.91. It's the same value. It's the same value you can see at the bottom. Okay, so that's the angle. Let me go back to whiteboard. So that's the angle. So here is 57.91. That's the angle value. Okay. Any questions on this, please? So let me go to the next question here. This time, two sides and an angle is given, and you are asked to find what is the third side here. What is the third side here? But we don't have ABC. So a smart way is uh, we know the formula with ABC, like C square equals to A square plus B square minus 2AB times cos C, right? But here XYZ are given. So you do one thing. Instead of A, you take X, right? Instead of B, you take Y. Instead of C, you take Z. So just you follow this order. So let me rewrite the formula. Please remember the first values, these all are lowercase letters. So let me write that C means Z square. Please notice that I write uppercase Z, lowercase z in the same way. So let me write this way. So z square, it is not 3. Please, it is not 3, it is z. So let me write this way. Z square equals to a square means it is x square plus y square minus 2ab. So please notice that in the place of a and b, I am taking x and y times cos c. C means here it is z. So cos z. So z is an angle, therefore I am taking the uppercase letter. Now let's plug in these values. What is x square means? So the value opposite to angle x, that is going to be x value, a small one. So 9.4 square plus y square means the side opposite to angle y, which is 6.5 square minus 2 times x times y, 6.5 times cos z. Please notice that here z means I have to take angle which is 131. Okay, so let's find what is the value of cos 131. Let me jump to Desmos. Cos 131. Cos 131. If you are using the Desmos calculator, please don't forget go to settings and make sure that you are on degrees, not on radians. Okay, so I see that negative 0.656. So negative 0.656, that's the value of 0.656, that's the value of cos 131. So let me make use of my calculator here, which is 9.4 square plus 6.5 square minus 2 times 9.4 times 6.5 times already we computed cos value. My bad, I better write maybe a separate line. These values 2 times 9.4, 6.5 multiplied by negative 0.656. It is giving me 210.77. So this is a z square. So as we discussed before, you find square root of this one. Therefore, the value of z equals to square root of 210.77. I'm making use of my calculator. Square root of 210.77. That gives me 14.51. The value of c is 14.51. So always compare with the other sides and see that does it make any sense or not. Yes, suppose if I'm getting z value maybe some 30, 35, then that is not matching with the other two sides. So this is 14.5 means yes, it is reasonable, right? Now, any questions on this, please? Okay, let's go to the next question. Let's say that a soccer player takes a shot on standard net that is 7.3 meters wide. So, you see that here is the side given. If the player is 10 meters from one goal post and 14 meters from the other, through what angle can a goal be made? So here the question is what angle, right? So in my previous question, I have taken the standard formula, which is c square equals to a square plus b square minus 2ab times cos c. Actually, there is another method also. I hope you know that here C indicates that this one indicates that the angle. So if you want, you can isolate and you can derive another formula. How to do that means we have to isolate this one. So let me take away a square. Let me take away a square. So what happens is I get negative a square. Even I can take away b square. So negative b square on the other side plus c square. Let me write that c square here plus c square. You may think of adding plus 2ab. Don't do that. Don't do that because still it is multiplying. So as long as this 2ab is multiplying with cos c, that is considered as one term. So this is equals to negative 2ab times cos c. Here negative 2ab is multiplying Therefore, the inverse operation is division on both the sides. So, division by 2ab. Now, these two gets cancelled. The value of cos C equals to negative sign. Actually, I have to divide by this negative sign each and every term. So negative of negative, that is positive a square, negative of negative, that is positive b square, then negative of positive, that is minus c square, and denominator 2ab. That means the signs the signs are to be switched. Now, if I use this one, if I use this formula straight away, because we are trying to figure out this one, let me assume that this is C, angle C, and these two are the A and B. Okay, so let me write this formula once again. Oops, my bad. Let me put it back. My apologies. So let me copy this formula. Let me copy this. Okay, so this formula is copied. What have we worked? Now, just plug in these values. What is the value of A? That is 14. So 14 square. What is the value of B? Oops. You can see that it is 10, right? So 10 square minus what is the value of C? So what is the value of C means that is 7.3 square. Denominator is 2AB. So 2 times A value we have taken as 14 and B value is 10. So 2 times 14 times 10, that's the value of cos C. Now you may plug in the values. For typing the numerator, you may use parentheses if you are using calculator. So I'm using parentheses 14 square plus 10 square minus 7.3 square. This is the numerator. I'm using my calculator, so I closed my parenthesis. Denominator again I opened another parenthesis 2 times 14 times 10. Then the result is 0.8668. 0.8668. That's the value of cos C. Don't forget, when you are computing the angle, then you have to swap these two values and you have to put inverse symbol. Therefore, cos inverse, don't forget inverse means the exponent is -1, we write it, and 0.8668 equals to, this is the value of angle C. So I'm making use of my calculator, or else this time let me show this one on Desmos, 0.8668. Okay, so let me take cos, and then make use of the keyboard. You'll find it at the left bottom, a drop down box, and exponent how to type -1 means you see that a to the power of b. You use that. Then I'm using my keyboard to type -1. Once when you are done, under the function you see the left arrow, right arrow. So let me click right arrow, so it will be coming out of the exponent. Then 0.8668, I got 29.91. That's the value of. Let me go back to the whiteboard. Yeah. My bad. Was it 29.91? Yes. So let's go back to 29.91. Therefore, the player has to take and kick the ball at an angle of 29.9. You may get a doubt. Do a player, do they stop kicking and do they start thinking? No, no. This is only for an example. And some players, at least they assume in their mind with what angle they have to kick the ball so that they can make a goal. Okay, so this is an example from the real life scenario. That's it from me for today's session. If you have any questions, please type in the chat box in the comment section, please.